What is do while loop? What is do while loop? Do while loop. What is do while loop? Okay, it is a kind of loop only, right? Looping statements we discussed, two different looping statements we discussed, for loop and while loop. Is there any difference between that both? No, right? But there is a difference in do while loop. Do you know what is the syntax of do while loop? How many things are there for looping statements? How many things we have to focus while writing a looping statement? So what is the first thing? Initial value. Initial value we can give outside the do. Then what is next? Condition was next for loop and while loop. Correct. Then condition is giving here. Then block of code. Then change in value. Okay. Four things: initial value, block of code, change in value, condition. The order of execution of for loop, while loop was like we will start from initial value, then condition will be checking, then block of code will be executed. After that we will change the data, right? But in do while loop, the order of execution is different. First it will do what? It will set the initial data. Then what will be the next data? Next thing in line by line execution, next thing we will find out is what? Do block, right? Block of do. What is there? First we will perform all the block of operations. Then we will change the value. Then we will check the condition. So condition is checking where? When we are checking condition? After performing do block. Correct. So for entering into this do block, we are not checking any condition. Correct. When we will check the condition? After performing do block. So you can easily identify one thing. Do while loop, like we will take an example. This is a syntax, so I am going to take an example here. Initial data I am giving int I equal to 0 or 1. Block of code I am just using print statement. Change in value is I plus plus. Then condition can be I am giving I less than 10 I am giving. I less than 10. And also you can see one syntax is there. After while we are giving semicolon. Only in do, because from here it is starting, right? We are not representing any block opening or closing here. Correct. In while what we are doing? While we will open a bracket here. But in the syntax of do while loop, do block is there. Then after that we will give the condition. While condition. After that we have to represent this semicolon, because we are terminating here. Again we will if the condition is satisfying, we will again perform the do block. We will not enter into the initial data, right? That is always same for all the looping conditions. Initial data will perform only one time. and block of code and change in value will repeat again and again. Correct, for all the loops. Here it is same, only one thing, block of code will perform first, then only it will check for the condition. So consider my condition is this. What will I print? What will be the output? What will I get in output? Think. You know how to go through each variables, right? Okay, what is the data in I? First we will enter into this block. What will I print first? 1 we will print, right? Then what is the data in I? I value will be 2. Then condition. True or false? False. We will not enter into this block again. We will exceed the loop. Then what we are printing? That is a problem. How we are printing 1 again? Already changed, right? Already changed, right? Data is changing in this line. The data in I is what? 2. Condition is false. It will come out. What we will get here? Yes. Any doubt? So same thing I am doing like this. What will I get? One to 10. 1 to 9. What is the right answer? In loop, how many things will print? Inside loop. 1 to 9. Right? Any doubt? 1 to 9. Because first value is 1. We will print 1. We are changing the data. Condition is satisfying or not? 2 less than 10. True. Increment I plus plus. But it is in same line, right? Okay. Value will be?
In the while loop, I will be 1 or 2.
First time it is 1, right?
Yeah.
It will enter into this block. What is the data in I? 1 only, right? Then it will change. Correct. It is in different line. It is not in same line.
It will print. I am asking about the while loop.
It will print. I is 1. 1 will print. Then it will change the data. Correct. What is the change in data? 2. What will be the value here? 2 less than 10. True. So it will again come to the block. Repeat the block. If the condition is true, we will repeat the block. If condition is false, we will exceed the looping statement. So what will I print at the next time? 2. Then the I value will become 3. Any doubt? Any doubt? So only the difference between while and do is what? First, without checking any condition, we will perform block one time. One time we will perform the block, then only we will check the condition. At least one time it will perform. Even though condition is wrong, we are performing this for one time, right? If the condition is false, then also we are performing this one time. Correct? I greater than 10. That means condition is anyway false. Then also I am performing the code. I am performing one time this block of code. Next time should I repeat this? That we will identify based on this condition. Do I have to repeat again? That we are identifying based on this condition. Whether the condition is true, we will repeat again. If the condition is not true, we will not repeat again. Any doubt? So if I am calling this method from main method, what will I get? If I am calling this method from main method, what will I get? What will I get? Any doubt? If I am calling this method from this method itself, what will I get? Method can be called from anywhere, right? What it will repeat? So from here it will come to this method, it will print hello. Again it is calling this method itself, it will come here, it will print hello. When it will stop? Okay. What I am getting? What is happening here? It is not error actually. What is happening here? How many time hello is printing? Infinite. That is why it will not stop the execution. That is why it is terminating with some exceptions. So a method can call itself. That is called recursion. A method can call itself. That is called recursion. If we are not specifying any condition or any stopping case, it will repeat infinitely. Right? What is this? What is this? Any error? What is this? So what is happening? Infinite loop, right? Why? We don't have a termination condition. Correct? Okay, if I am saying int count equal to 0, count plus plus, what will happen here? So to stop this, you can come here and click on this red button, so it will be stopping the infinite loop. Then what will happen here? What will happen here? It was infinitely looping, right? So I added this case and also count. So what will happen now? After? So how many times hello will print? Are you sure? 100 times?
The count is before the
Starting from? When it will be equal? 100. 0 to 100. How many times? 100. Getting my point? So 101 times. Okay, we will try with 10, so it will be easy for us to count. Correct? Or else, fine. So what will I get in output? How many hellos are there? How many hellos are there? 10 only, right? Why? Okay, it is counting before itself. Fine. So it's starting from 0, but here it is counting. Correct. If it is here, then it will print. How many times it will print? Okay. Understanding, right? Everyone? Yes or no? Yes or no? Okay. How many times we are getting that? Hello? 11, right? Okay. So here we are keeping one condition to stop. Correct. Here we are keeping one condition to stop. Otherwise it will infinitely loop. Correct. In that way, how we can perform this recursion? There is no condition for stop here. Can I use break? Can I use break? Break will work with only loops and switch. So here there is no loop. So what is the case of stopping, termination? Return. But here it is void. So I will do one thing. We can? Okay, return. I will do this after this line. If I am performing return, then I cannot perform this operation, right? Right, after return we cannot perform any operations. Can I perform like this? It will again same condition, right? It will loop again and again. Then how can I terminate this? How can I stop this? Any idea? So while working with the recursion, you have to figure out some items. Like for loop we discussed 4 items, right? If we know that 4 items, we can implement any loop. In that way, recursion also we have some concepts. There is a term called base case. Base case means if I am repeatedly calling a method again and again, I have to call that method with a value, so that that value I can use as a, like if I am using a variable num and I am starting with 1, every time in this recursion call I will update something on that value or the variable. So at a certain point, every time I am checking whether the data is reaching a certain point or not. So base case will be that certain point where I have to stop. Getting my point? Base case is the termination code. Like termination code means what? Where I have to stop this repeated calling operation. Getting my point? Where I have to stop this repeated calling operation. That is a base case or termination code. That I have to figure out for recursion conditions. Getting my point? So let's say I'm going to write a program, recursion program, for finding sum, okay, not sum, fine, sum of n natural numbers. What is the sum of n natural numbers means? Can you give an example? If my number is 5, then what is the sum of n natural numbers? 1 plus till, okay, n. Correct. That is n natural numbers. So we will start from where? What is the value we are getting from user? The user input is what? N, right? So we can start from n also. We can start from n. So n will be n minus 1, n minus 2. Understanding? When at last it will reach where? 1. So base case is what? Termination case is what? When I have to stop this? When n value is 1, I have to stop this. Understanding? So where we are starting from? User input. Always we will start from user input. Then every time we will chase the data and we will give a base case also. What is the base case here? What is the base case? N equal to 1. At that time I will terminate this calling, repeated calling. After that I will not call again. There I am stopping this recursion. Recursion is what? A method calling itself. Fine. So this is my method. I will give the method name as sum of n. Then how many data are required from user here to perform this operation? So where can I take the value? Okay. Any doubt? Then what we have to return? Sum means what will be the data type? Okay, int. Fine. We given the signature of method. Any doubt? It will take one data and it will find out the sum. Sum will be in integer. Any doubt? Okay. What is the termination code? Base case. If num equal to 1, at that time if num equal to 1, I will not call again. I will not call this method again. I will return 1. If num equal to 1, I will return 1 because that is the base case. I have to stop recursion there. So I am return 1. That value I am returned. I am using that value return. That's it. Getting my point? Then if my data is not equal to this termination code, then what can I do? Sum of n. What I have to add next time? Is that same num? If I am saying just num, what will I add again and again? Num 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus again. It will not go down, right? It should reach 1. Num value should reach 1. So how can I give that? Correct? And this data I have to add with what? Num. Any doubt? We are adding the data with num. So this we have to write in return. Getting my point? When we are reaching the base case, every time we have to find out the base case. Our base case is what here? Num equal to 1. At that time I will stop calling this method again and again. I will not call that method again if I am reaching this base case. Correct? Then if I am not reaching base case, what should I do? I have to call the method again with the data which is -1 of num -1. With that value I have to call the method again. We will perform this. So if I am calling from main method, sum of n bracket 5 I am giving. Okay. So user input is 5 here, right? We will come to this method. We will come to this method. What is the base case? 1. Correct. What is the base case? 1. Then what will happen in this case? What we are calling? What we are calling? Sum of 5. Inside this method, what will happen? Will this base case perform? Is that true or false? False, right? What is there? What is this? What is this? Sum of n. Num is what? 5. 5 minus 1 is what? 4. What is this num? 5 only, right? Okay. Then, so what we will do? We will directly go to this method. Copy, paste. In this method, what will happen? Figure out. 4 minus 1 plus 4. Correct? What we will get here? 3. We will go to that method. What will happen here? Sum of 3 minus 1 plus 3. What will I get here? We will go to that. We are not terminating this method calling, right? It is again and again calling the method, correct? So we will go to that method. What will happen here? 2 minus 1 plus 2. What will be the value? 1. We will go to that method. Here what will happen? Our num value is what now? Till now we are not satisfying this condition, right? Base case is not satisfying, so we are performing this one. So right now base case will satisfy, right? What is the num value? What is the num value now? Num value is 1. So we will satisfy the base case, and what we are returning from here? What we will return from here? 1. We are not calling the method again. Getting my point? So we stopped the recursion here. This is the case where we are stopping the recursion. Then we will substitute all the values to the up layers. This is a method called. This method is calling this method with another value. Again it is calling another method with another different value. Getting my point? Where it is getting stopped? When base case is equal. When it is equal to base case, we will again backtrack. What is meant by backtracking? With that value we will go back. So what is the value here? Check here. What is the value here? Substitute the value. Just substitute directly. It will be what? Louder. 1 plus 2 is what? 3. So 3 is the value of what? So I can substitute here, right? What is the data here? Come on. 3 plus 3. What is the result? 6. Where I will substitute that? 6 plus 4. What is the result? 10. Where I will substitute that? 10 plus 5. What is the result? 15. Where I can substitute that? This 15 will come back to main method. Getting my point? Understanding what is recursion? We will call a method again and again. Until we are reaching the base case, we will call the method again and again. Once we reach that base case, we will come back with that value, result value. Understanding? At that time we will substitute the values. What is Fibonacci number? Fibo. What is the logic? So from where we are starting? 0, 1. Correct. These are two values of Fibonacci. Correct. So if I have to perform Fibonacci operation, I think you already did this in loop. Correct? Have you? Yes or no? Okay, so now we are going to implement that in, like, whatever program you are doing in loop, almost all the program we can use in recursion also. Only one thing, it should satisfy some base case, so that we can apply that base case and call the method again and again. Getting my point? So here our base case is what? 0 or 1 is the base case. If user is saying user how to get the fifth element of Fibonacci. Fifth element of Fibonacci. How can I get fifth element? So Fibo is the method name. I want to get the fifth element. How can I get fifth element? What is fifth element? What is fifth element? Num minus 1 plus Fibo of num minus 2. Correct? Adding previous two elements will give the next element, new element. That is Fibo, right? So we have to add the previous two elements, num minus 1 and num minus 2. That sum will give new element, right? Is that correct or not? Okay, then so what will be the, okay, here also I will give num, so that we will take an example of 5. If num is 5, then how it will be? Num is 5. Fibo of 4 plus, okay, you can change the order because it is addition, right? So you can write 4 or 3 anywhere. Order you can change, order of this 2 I am saying. This minus 1 and minus 2 order. You can give minus 2 first here, minus 1 second here. There is no difference because it is addition. Then Fibo of 3. Then can I find out the result by this? No, it will first go to where? Fibo of 4. Because that is the first method call. When I am finding a method call, I will go there first, right? So I am going to Fibo of first. Fibo of 4. Fibo of 4. In Fibo of 4, how can I get Fibo of 4? Fibo of 3 plus Fibo of 2. Then, correct? Then, if I am coming to this one, where will I go next? Okay, Fibo of 3, then Fibo of 2 and Fibo of 1. Then where will I go first? Because I am starting from here, right? Starting from here. This is the one which I am calling from main method. I will come to this function, Fibo method. So in that first I am finding another call, method call. What is the base case? 0 and 1. I am not reaching 0 and 1 here, right? Here the data is 0 or 1, not comma or. Either it can be anything, base case. So 5 is not equal to that one, so we will go for 4 and 3. Again 4 and 3 means which one will be performing first in this? Fibo of 4 will be performing first because that is coming first, so we will go to that method first. Fibo of 4, 3 and 2 is required because it is not satisfying the base case, correct? So Fibo of 3 we will go to Fibo of 3, then we will go for Fibo of 2, Fibo of 2, then Fibo of 1 plus 0, but to which method we will go first? Fibo of 1 we will go, like we will go to Fibo of 1 first. What we will get? 1 is what? Fibo of 1 is what? Fibo of 1 is 1. Good. Understanding? Fibo of 1 is what? We have two base cases. What are the base cases? 0 or 1. Or I can also calculate that if I am calculating this is my first number and this is my second number. So Fibo of 2 will be what? 1. That is up to how we are calculating. Fibo of 0 will be what? See, Fibo of 1 will be what? I am calculating considering my first Fibonacci number is 0. My second Fibonacci number is 1. So Fibo of 2 will be what? 1. Fibo of 1 will be what? Understanding? So my base case is what? If num equal to 2, I will return my first data. No, second data actually. Correct. Second Fibo data. If my num is 1, I will return the first data of Fibo. Any doubt? So here we will substitute what? Here what we can substitute? 1. Here I will get 1. Do we know what is Fibo of 1? So we will go to that method and we are finding what? 0. So 1 plus 0. What is the result of this? 1. So fib of 3 is what? Here. We will go back to this position. Backtracking means what? Where we have called the method, there we will go with the data. What is the data? 1. Here we are updating as 1. 1 plus 1. What will I get? 2 as a result. What is the, which position is 2? Fib of 4. So what will be the data here? 2, then plus 1. What is the fifth data of Fib? Understanding? Can you create this recursion? Try to create this recursion. This is the equation, right? And base cases. If you know base cases and how to call the recursion method, then you can implement easily. Only these are the things you have to implement. Correct? Think and complete this one.